All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. We have some more crazy super EZAs in Dokkan right now, and we're starting with Tech Perfect Cell. He is level 10 links. He is rainbowed. Probably going to need to adjust his potential system at some point, but that is literally what it's been for years, so we're going to rock out with it. He is starting with 134k attack stat and 162k defense at the start of turn. However, just like BUUHAN, he gets a lot of attack and defense for the orbs he does pick up. So that is going to shoot up for us. Annoyingly, link set isn't the best. Now, for the current 200% leads we can run him on, I'll be real, he's not really linking very well with too many units. The only units that Cell typically links well with is, of course, himself, which there are no other good Cell units in the game right now to actually link him with. Although he does go on in LR Broly's lead, and that's always a good place to be. So after getting, I think, 8 key spheres that was, so that's 400 attack and defense. He's on a 942k attack stat, 559 in terms of defense. And of course, he does change AGL to tech key spheres. He will also randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, excluding AGL and tech. And he does get 2 key per rainbow key sphere obtained. So even at the start of turn, his key is a little lacking. At least he does orb change, and at least he does get 2 key per rainbow key. 19.9 really isn't a bad place to start, especially with having, what, just big bad bosses and I think fierce battle active. Not too shabby in my opinion. Does also have 20% chance to crit and 20% damage reduction rate, and will launch an additional attack. There's a 50% chance of becoming a super attack as well. Unluckily for me, that additional didn't want to pop this time. So it's nice to see that my RNG from bad summons is also spreading across into me just doing showcases. And then when we're facing a superclass enemy, which of course we're facing now, and to be fair, there's actually a good amount of superclass enemies right now. Like, we have a good mixture of superclass and extreme class, especially with Gathering of Super Warriors in Supreme Magnificent Battle. At least superclass enemies won't become a rare commodity, so he will be able to frequently have this active, which I'm not gonna lie is very important, because you'll be getting 20% damage reduction to also go with the 20% he already has. So a total of 40, can't complain about that. Very strong amount of damage reduction. And then also all enemies will have minus 20% attack, which I'm not gonna be funny with. With the current environment we're in when it comes to Dokkan, and how much damage and the type of numbers they're putting out, don't really know how far that minus 20% is really going to get you. Because we're seeing stuff like 6 mil, 7 mil being put out. That's not going to do much in the grand scheme of things, you know? Then when there is another extreme class ally attacking in the same turn, which you're going to be having next to him probably 9 times out of 10 or more, all allies will get 40% extra defense and a chance to crit by 20%. So some very nice support, even more support that you can kind of spread around in LR Broly's team, on top of any other supporting units, which there are loads of. And then not only that as well, in LR Broly's domain, which of course unfortunately Perfect Cell does not come under. That would have been very nice if he did, but at least he'll be able to give out some good solid defensive support for everyone as well who also goes on the domain. And then also for every rainbow key sphere obtained, you'll have 10% crit chance and 10% damage reduction. So if you can get yourself a good amount of key spheres, a good amount of rainbow orbs, you could probably get Cell up to anywhere from 50, 60, 70, maybe even 80% damage reduction. Which, that's juicy. Do you know what I mean? Of course, it's all dependent on how the orb changing goes and all that kind of stuff. Yes, but that's juicy. Now, we have 2 very orb-hungry units on this team. Probably a big mistake doing that. So we're going to have to kind of hyper-focus on Cell here. Sorry, BUUHAN, I absolutely love you. You're one of my favorite EZAs in the game, but this isn't about you. So how many rainbow orbs? We're looking at 4. We're looking at 4, and we're getting 9 key spheres, so that's an extra 450% attack and defense for him. And that's also an extra 40% damage reduction we're getting on top of the 40 we already have. So Perfect Cell has borderline almost full damage reduction right now. So he's chilling. That's going to go really well when it comes to difficult content like currently Gold and Freezer. Eventually, when those difficult content stages come in, like the final stages, that's going to play a big part in there. Not doing as much damage as BUUHAN, but again, that probably comes down to the fact is A, not on Broly's domain, which is a shame, but I mean, you know, there could be future domains he goes on. 24.7 is still good, especially the amount of crit chance he has. So while he's not putting out like 30, 40 million attack stats, he is still doing some good damage because of the amount of crit chance he has, depending on his orbs. But because he doesn't have a domain, we're not seeing those big numbers we're kind of used to seeing with BUUHAN. I mean, look at him do 30 mil. Just 30 mil like that. And then not only that as well, as I said, the thing that really lets him down, which for Key isn't an issue, but I guess for the rotation sake is he doesn't have too great of a linking partner. But at least we have the important big bad bosses active. And he done really well here. Again, especially for a unit that literally only links best with himself. I still think he done a very good job. Also forgot to chuck in, he does get 200% attack and defense when attacking. So if you're getting a ton of orbs, including rainbow orbs on top of all the attack and defense and damage reduction you're getting, I'm not gonna lie, he's a pretty packed out unit. We've basically got BUUHAN V2 with Cell. Very good. As I said, he might not be putting out the same type of numbers as BUUHAN, but having almost guaranteed crit, almost full damage reduction, it makes him a bit better in certain circumstances. As I said, the main thing that does let him down is his link set. However, as long as you have big bad bosses, and I think Fierce Battle he also has, yeah, he's pretty much good to go, I'll be real. So overall, I think his Super EZA is really sick. As I said, we basically got BUUHAN V2, who I love. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, and peace.